Hello, I've been asked to do one more video. Some folks were asking about the hardcover rulebook. So let me first start off by showing you the regular rulebook. First you get a Learn to Play, which is your standard FFG style Learn to Play where they give you basic overview of all the rules. And you can see it goes about 15 pages. And then there's a 16th page here talking about anomalies, and then of course credits. And then they give you rules reference. Should be no surprise if you've played FFG games before. And then of course things go in much more detail. The rules reference is actually quite good because I find myself referencing this a lot. Mostly these symbols. Until you get a hang of it, this is very valuable because when you're looking on, the board, you have these different symbols and you're just trying to figure out what everything means. And it does help when you're drawing your mythos items. So with that being said, the deluxe rulebook is, this is what it looks like. Zoom out a little bit. I basically was told, show as much as possible. So I will see what I can do here. First, I'll do the front cover and then the back. The back, of course, is just explaining what the rule book is, and let's go ahead and just dive in. So it starts off with table of contents. Well, let's start off here. That's some graphics. And then a table of contents. So you can go ahead and hit pause. So I'm going to just show everything here, and then you can hit pause to look at this. And I'm scrolling down, and you can see there's about 89 pages according to the table of contents. And on the left side is just credits. First thing it does is it has Unlocking the Mystery of the Origin of Arkham Horror. And this was written, I believe, by Richard Lanius. So he wrote this, and you can see he shows old pictures of the original game, the original board, and so forth. And I guess these were like the original characters. I'm not going to read the whole book to you, but I hope that is helpful. And it keeps going. It goes to another page, and this is Richard, by the way, in case nobody knew. He was at Arkham Knights, and so was Kevin. They both were there. And we got to game with both of them. It was a lot of fun. And if you've never gamed with Richard before, I highly recommend it. That man is just full of energy, and he makes games fun. So had a great time with both of them. And Kevin's a little more shy, but he warms up once you get into a smaller setting. And anyways, that's it. So you can see he has some more pictures. And so this is really just, it starts off with a big note from him. Most of this is history. He's just explaining what he did, and Christian Peterson from FFG picked it up, and he was demoing things, and then Kevin started, because I guess when FFG picked it up, Kevin worked for FFG, but Richard really didn't, and so Kevin sort of started to introduce his design into it, and he and Richard were working together. All that's described here. So then it gets into the rules of play, and this should look familiar. This is the setup, or sorry, not the setup, but the Learn to Play section. So the lighter rule book, and it goes for about 15 pages, like we said. And you can see here, this is the anomalies, which was the last page of that Learn to Play book. And let me grab it real quick and show you. So the last page of the Learn to Play book was anomalies, and there it is. So then it jumps straight into the rules reference, and so this is the same rules reference that we were looking at earlier, and it keeps going. The one thing that's missing, of course, is the nice summary. So remember I was telling you I really like the rules reference book that comes with the base game, because this last page sort of gives you a nice this quick reference guide. It's not here. It's also not on the back of the book. Let's see if it's on. Nope, not there, not there. Oh, some more promo cards I stuffed in. We got these two. for a different game, of course, Elder Signs. And then, so you can see here, there's quite a few pages. We're on page 48 here, and it says, "Welcome to Arkham." So from page 48 all the way to, looks like it keeps going to 93. Yeah, so 95 pages. So from 48 to 95, this is all flavor. And just to go through real quick, it just, it starts talking about, like, so the downtown area. This is downtown, and it actually gives you some nice flavor about the landmarks and the lore of Arkham and La Bella Luna. And you can see some of the pictures, and then the Arkham Asylum. It gets into that, and then Independence Square, which, by the way, are the three sections of that neighborhood when you play the game. So then it gets into Easttown, and Easttown has the Hibbs Roadhouse, and then the police station with some lore there, and then Velma's Diner. So every one of those tiles that we were using, they each have three sections in the neighborhood, and it's just going through every neighborhood and the three sections. The TikTok Club, the River Docks, and Unvisited Isles. Getting over to Miskatonic, which we didn't see in our playthrough. There's the Orne Library, the Observatory, and the Science Building. Then the north side, just trying to show you some of the graphics here. The Curiosity Shop, Arkham Advertiser, and Train Station. Then Rivertown with the Graveyard, the Black Cave, and Schaffner's General Store. Southside with Ma's Boarding House. I don't think Southside was in our game. Nope. This is another new one. Ma's Boarding House, South Church, and Arkham Historical Society. Uptown with Hangman's Hill. I think this is another new one as well. Ye Old Magic Shop, and St. Mary's Hospital. And then it has this. So this is one of the characters in the game, Calvin Wright. We didn't play as him, but it has a really long story about Calvin, and it's quite involved. And you can see this is another page, and yet another page, and yet another page. So Calvin's story keeps going on, and then it gets to Daniela Rise, the mechanic. She's another character in the game, and then there's a story involving her. And keep going. So quite a few pages for her as well, and that's it. That's the book. So I don't know why they picked those two particular characters and not the other ones. I don't know if those are new characters. I actually don't play Arkham 2nd Edition enough to be able to tell you. But anyways, that's the book. I know some folks were wondering what was in it. It looks like it has 2 short stories about 2 of our characters, and it has a whole bunch of lore about each of the neighborhoods that are in the game and the 3 sections that are in each neighborhood. And then it has a nice historical, like a letter from Richard Lanius explaining the history of how this all came to be. So, and then of course it has the rulebook, both of them in here. So I would say that that's a real good summary of what's in here, and I hope you found that helpful. And I know a few of you asked for this, so feel free to leave a comment if you have more questions. As long as I have time, I can always get this out and answer some more questions for you. Thank you very much.